The book of Deuteronomy is a book of national policy, how a Jew runs his country. For instance, very prevalent in the book is the mitzvah to drive out the inhabitants of the land. That's not politics. It's all over the book of Deuteronomy, especially our last week's Parshat Ekev. And these mitzvot in this book, they're mitzvahs just like Shabbos, just like eating kosher food. And we call it politics. What do you mean politics? It's in the Chumash. But because of our exile for so long, where we concentrated only on the private mitzvahs and we limited the Torah to the bathroom and the bedroom and the kitchen, we look at these mitzvahs that apply to the national entity and we say, that doesn't shayach to us. But of course it does. Hashem has for us national aspirations as Jews, not just personal aspirations. So take, for instance, our Parshat Shoftim. Shoftim v'shotrim. You're supposed to appoint policemen and judges and policemen in your gates. In this Parsha, you have the mitzvahs how to fight a war, how to set up a judiciary system, how to enforce that law. And that's Shoftim v'shotrim, judges and police officers to enforce the law. So I hear people say, hey, religious coercion, it's a bad thing. Even religious Jews will get all uptight about that concept, religious coercion. Well, what do you have Shoftim for? You have police officers to enforce the law. What system of laws doesn't need enforcing? Is there any system of laws that you don't enforce? So why should Judaism be any different? The Torah is a system of laws. It's halacha, and of course it has to be enforced. So no hang-ups about it. How does the Chinuch put it? The Sefer Chinuch on this mitzvah puts it so well. It says like this, mitzvah 491, on the mitzvah to appoint judges and policemen. And the mitzvah is to appoint judges and policemen who will coerce mitzvah observance and restore it by force those who have strayed from the truth. Sounds kind of harsh, but explain the logic. Goes on. And the rationale behind this mitzvah is obvious. That through it we can establish our religion with the fear of our leaders and judges upon the masses. By being accustomed to goodness and righteousness through fear, it will become second nature for them to act justly and righteously out of love. So at the end, it'll be out of love. Maybe at the beginning, it's out of fear. But when you're doing the right thing, you're doing the right thing, it becomes out of love. And he says also, as the wise say, human nature is a function of habit. So that's brilliant because at the end of the day, everything's coercion. If a kid goes to school, he's given a curriculum, and that's coerced upon him. So let's say you're a kid in America. You have a curriculum. You can teach that kid critical race theory, or you can teach him patriotic and wholesome values. It's all a matter of what the content is. So we want to coerce Jewish values. If they can coerce evil, certainly we can coerce God's will. So we don't have to have any hang-ups about enforcing religious coercion. In Judaism, there is such a concept. That's Shoftim v'shotrim. No hang-ups about it. It's all part of Judaism. And like we said, something's going to be forced upon you. So like Bob Dylan says in his song, you got to serve somebody, either the devil or the Lord. So you got to have something forced upon you. Let's have Torah values. Let's have Hashem forced upon us. Shabbat Shalom.